What a cruel world. This is the story of a 36-year-old woman, Lacey Ellen Fletcher, who was discovered dead, covered in maggots and sores, and trapped in a waste-filled hole in the family's living room couch in the town of Slaughter, Louisiana. Long before Lacey's nightmare set in, she was known around the neighborhood to be a smart and fun kid. Before she was separated from her neighborhood friends at age 14 due to her autism, she was interested in volleyball and Disney films, just like her peers. To sum it up, Lacey was a jolly fellow to her core. So the big question is, what suddenly went wrong? For more than 12 years, Lacey saw her death with her very own eyes. She endured severe chronic neglect at the hands of her supposed parents, Clay and Sheila Fletcher. Lacey suffered from paralysis, a condition known as locked-in syndrome. Subsequently, she was found dead on her parents' couch on January 3rd, 2022. Lacey's body, which was covered in feces, was said to have melted into the couch. The question on everyone's minds is, how could sane parents treat their daughter in such an awful manner for years? What could have gone wrong between Lacey and her supposed parents? Well, you'll find out in this tragic story. But before we proceed, please kindly subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so that whenever we upload a new video, you'll be the first to know. With that, let's get started. Lacey Fletcher was a young woman who lived with her parents, Clay Fletcher and Sheila Fletcher, in the town of Slaughter, Louisiana. Her mother used to be an alderman in the town, while her father was said to be an officer of the Baton Rouge Civil War Roundtable, a nonprofit group whose goal is to educate and foster appreciation for the sacrifices made during the Civil War. It was purportedly announced that Clay Fletcher stepped down from his role as president. The story of Lacey Ellen is a sympathetic one. She was autistic, which became more pronounced during her teenage years, precisely at age 14. Due to this, Lacey's parents chose to isolate her from others in a sad and degrading manner. According to their close neighbor, Robert Blades, Lacey was last seen lifting weights when she was around 21 years old. He described her as a fun, normal kid until she was distanced from her neighborhood. Blades' son went to the same school as Lacey. Blades narrated that as Lacey's autism got worse, she began to spend more time alone and was homeschooled after 9th grade. Her autism was thought to have worsened around the age of 14. For years, no one could tell where Lacey had gone, except her evil parents. Blades once asked Lacey's father about her whereabouts, roughly 5 years before her body was found. In Robert Blades' mind, Lacey must have gotten married and moved away with her husband. Well, imagine what Lacey's father's response was. "Oh no, she's still here, she's fine." He immediately changed the topic of discussion. The Louisiana couple, Sheila and Clay, were well liked in their neighborhood. They attended church each and every Sunday. From what the neighbors knew, the couple seemed like nice individuals. And even in their most paranoid fantasies, they had never once considered the possibility that something was wrong in Lacey's home. Sadly, on January 3rd, 2022, Lacey Ellen Fletcher, age 36, was discovered dead and pinned to the couch in her parents' home. She had not been seen outside for more than a decade until her death. After Lacey passed away, her mother, Sheila, alerted the police. She reported to the police that she had last seen her daughter alive at 10 o'clock that evening. Upon arriving, the police found a gruesome scene with a strong stench oozing out. They were quickly able to track the source of the smell to Lacey's maggot-filled body. Lacey weighed only 96 pounds at the time of her death and tested positive for COVID-19, but how exactly she was exposed to the virus remains unknown. In addition to COVID-19 and ulcers, Lacey had a number of bacterial diseases and insect bites when she died. Her hygiene had gotten so bad that her hair was matted, tangled, and full of maggots. According to statements made to media outlets by the couple's friends and neighbors, not many knew they even had a daughter named Lacey. She was totally shut off from the outside world for reasons only known to her parents. The authorities reported that the body of a malnourished woman, Lacey Ellen Fletcher, was found in the house of her parents, partially naked, sitting straight, and partially drowned in a hole in the couch. The hole was filled with Lacey's own urine, feces, and maggots. It turned out that Lacey had been sitting on that exact couch for at least 12 years. Lacey was suffering from severe autism and social anxiety, and the last time she had an appointment with a doctor was when she was 16 years old. You can only imagine what she went through before her tragic death. The evidence at the Fletcher apartment in Louisiana showed that the deceased woman had been neglected for a very long time, probably years before she passed away. The whole town was shocked by this story, and many people wondered how some parents could be so cruel as to treat their own daughter in such a manner for years without feeling any guilt or remorse about it. Truth be told, even animals cannot ethically be raised in these conditions. The authorities will not let the pictures of the crime scene be published because they were too violent and grotesque. Lacey's death was ultimately ruled a homicide because she died from not receiving the medical care that she needed. According to reports, Lacey's parents stated that their daughter, Lacey, got some degree of Asperger's syndrome after 9th grade, hence the homeschooling. During an interview with the police, they claimed that she was the one who decided to never leave the couch and that she had a clear mind and was able to make decisions on her own. Sheila Fletcher claimed that she cleaned her daughter's sores every now and then and that Lacey never complained about them. Could this possibly be true? If she did, why did Lacey die lying in her urine, feces, and a maggot-filled couch? The parents, who were supposed to be Lacey's care providers, turned out to be the thorn in her flesh. Furthermore, Lacey's parents claimed to have set up a bedside toilet and brought her meals, but she refused to use either. They said that they brought Lacey's meals and that she would urinate and defecate in towels or on the floor because she was too terrified to leave the couch. They claimed that they had provided her with everything she needed to eat. They also alleged that they planned on sending Lacey to a hospital for mental health or medical treatment, but ultimately that never happened. In a bid to show how painful losing her daughter was for her, Lacey's mother, Sheila, took to her Facebook page right after her passing, "Mom and Dad love you so much." This struck many as odd. Why show Lacey love now that she was gone? In case you've forgotten, Lacey's body was discovered sinking into the couch up to her shoulders, slouched on her left side, and with her right arm stretched across her body by her neck. She appeared to be only half clothed. The blue patterned t-shirt that she wore over her chest did not adequately cover her breasts. She had large red spots all over her body, and her buttocks were eaten away from sitting in the same position for at least 12 years. In addition, she was covered in her own feces. So what love could Lacey's mother possibly be talking about in her Facebook post? Following a grand jury hearing in nearby Clinton, Lacey's parents, Clay and Sheila Fletcher, both 64, were charged with second-degree murder. The couple was immediately arrested and are now facing life in prison without the chance of being released. The sad story of Lacey Fletcher could make anyone indescribably outraged and utterly horrified. Imagine being in such a state of mental deterioration and having your own parents watch you slowly and horribly die for more than 12 years in their own home. So what do you think could have gone wrong between Lacey Ellen and her supposed parents to warrant such inhuman treatment? Did Lacey commit any crime for being an autistic child? Do you think that life in prison is a better punishment for Sheila and Clay Fletcher for such a heinous crime? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.